everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is the reading rush coming up soon, and I took part in the mini stay home reading rush earlier in the year when lockdown first kind of all happened, but now it's the full thing, and I've never taken part in the full thing before, but I just have to. I want to read more, and this is a great excuse to do that. I'll leave links in the description to the Reading Rush website, YouTube channel, and Instagram, and all of that, and you can see all of the fun community activities and things that you can take part in during the week. But this year, the Reading Rush is taking place from the 20th to the 26th of July. So it's 7 days, 7 challenges, and this video is my TBR for the week. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. My name is Hannah and I make new videos on this channel every week, and sometimes they're about books. Also, a lot of you seemed to enjoy my reading vlog for the stay home reading rush, so I'm kind of thinking about doing another one for this whole week of reading, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. Okay, so we're gonna go through each of the challenges and the book that I have picked for each. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to read 7 books in 7 days. That is just not possible for how I read. The stay home reading rush was 4 days and I read 2 books, and that was a lot. I did a lot of reading, had to set aside a lot of time for that. But what I've done for this one is I've picked a book for each challenge. So I do have 7 books. However, a lot of them overlap. So pie in the sky, dream, I read 7 books. That's not gonna happen. But then what I've also come up with is the minimum amount of books that I have to read to still hit all of those challenges because of the crossovers with the books. So let's begin. The first challenge is read a book matching the colour of your birthstone. Now, my birthstone is the amethyst. I'm born in February, and the book that I chose for this is Pet by Akwaeke Emezi. I talked about this book in my video about books by Black authors, and you might be thinking, Hannah, this is not purple. And I'm like, yes, you're right. Because online, the image is purple, but this must be the UK edition or something, and it's still got purple on it, but this was not what I was expecting when I ordered it. But I really like this cover still, but there's like, the text is still in purple, and a lot of the little highlights and stuff is purple, so I'm saying it still counts. Also, it's very short, so that's great for a readathon. Oh, it's like 200 pages. Ooh! But yeah, very excited to read this, and it's purple. The next challenge is read a book that starts with the word the. And for this, I picked The Body Is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor. This is sold out everywhere. I tried to get it. It was not happening. But I bought it on Kindle. Here it is. Da, 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 da. Beautiful, as you may notice. The cover of this is also purple, so we already have a crossover. But yes, the subtitle of this is The Power of Radical Self-Love, and this is the only non-fiction book that is on my TBR, because I tend to be slower at non-fiction, but this has been one that I've wanted to read for ages. It's been on my radar for a long time, and I thought this was a great opportunity to read it. Next is read a book that has inspired a movie you've seen. So I had to think of movies that I've seen that are based on books, but I haven't read the book yet. And Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I saw the film, I enjoyed it, and I've also heard great things about the book. Oh God, that text is small. How many pages is this? I don't have an alternative for this. This is one of the books that I have to read because I don't have anything else to fill that challenge. Okay, it's like 370 pages with small text. But it's like an adventure YA situation, so hopefully it'll be pretty fast-paced. There we go. Ready Player One. Next is read the first book you touched. Now, I kind of did this in a couple of ways. So I grabbed a few books off my shelf that I hadn't read yet and that I wanted to read, and I just placed them down on my sofa and closed my eyes, span around, and then just plonked my hand down, and whatever book I was touching, that was the book. And it is After the Silence by Louise O'Neill. This is a proof copy. It's not actually out until September, I believe. And it looks massive, but the writing in it is huge. Also, what the hell is going on here? Great question. The proof copy arrived with this like letter opener, and all of these pages were, what's it called? They were like sealed, and you had to like hack your way into the book, which was a cool gimmick, I guess. But I believe it's a book about secrets and murder and things. So also I love Louise O'Neill, and I'm very excited to read another book of hers. The next challenge is read a book completely not in your house. Now, Ariel and Raylene, who are the creators of The Reading Rush, have said that you can adapt this however you want because of lockdown. They created these challenges before everything happened, so you can get creative with this challenge however it works for you. For this one, I decided I wanted to read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I've had it downloaded on my Audible account for ages, so I was like, this is the perfect chance because I can listen to it on my runs, and then that'll count as being outside. Although when I think about the amount of time that I actually spend outside and running during the week, I don't think I'll finish listening to it in just a week. So I might just have to do some on the balcony kind of situation. We will see. Next is read a genre that scares you or your least read genre. This took me a while to figure out what the genre was that I was going to go for, and then I realized I don't really read graphic novels. That's just a thing that I've never really dived into. I've maybe read one or two, but I don't know. A lot of my friends really love graphic novels, so I thought I would give it a go. And the one that I picked is Heartstopper by Alice Osman. I've just heard so many amazing things about this book. Boy meets boy. It's based off her comic and also great for a readathon. Look at that. Boy meets boy. Boys become friends. Boys fall in love. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. This is volume 1. There's more volumes. Does graphic novel count as a genre, or is it more of a format? I don't know. You can obviously have like different genres within graphic novels, but this is how I interpreted this challenge. And the final challenge is read a book set on a different continent than yours. So my continent is Europe. And for this, I picked Homegoing by Gyazi. This is also one that has been on my TBR for ages, since I heard lots of people talking about how brilliant it is. It's part set in Ghana and part set in the USA. So both of those continents are not my own. So there we go, double tick. From what I know, it's about two sisters who get separated, and one of them continues living in Ghana. One of them is sold into slavery and sent to the USA. Was it even the USA at that time? No, we owned it. The Brits owned it. It was us. And I believe it tells a story through generations of like what happens to each of their families and their experiences. Yes, heard wonderful things. So those are my 7 books that hit each of the challenges. However, this is my minimum. So this is what I'm going to start with, and then if I finish these, I can read some more. So, as I already mentioned, The Body Is Not an Apology starts with the, also purple. So this is on my priority list because it hits 2 points. Dun, dun, dun. And like I said, Ready Player One has to be on the priority list as well because I don't have another book that is a movie that I've seen. So this is priority. Heartstopper is also a priority because of the genre thing, but also, you know how I said before about how I did it a few ways of picking the first book you touch. Well, I knew that I wanted the genre to be graphic novel, and so I picked a few graphic novels that I'd heard of that I wanted to read, and I put them in like a random word generator thing or random word picker, and spun the wheel, and the winner was Heartstopper. So that ticks both of those boxes. We're getting creative here. So that is also a priority. And then my final priority is Homegoing because it ticks the boxes of the different continent. And then one of these books, these 3, and The Body Is Not an Apology, I will read outside. I will just sit on my balcony and read it, or I'll go to the park and read it, and I'll, you know, get creative or whatever with being outside of my flat whilst reading. So that's 4 books instead of 7, which I think is a bit more manageable. Also, I don't know where Ready Player One is set, so we might even be able to scrap Homegoing, but I don't want to because I really want to read that book. Anyway, because isn't it set in like a dystopian future, but is it set in like a USA dystopian future? Because that's still a different continent to me. I don't know. Is the Oasis a different continent? No, it's a virtual reality. So yeah, those are the 7 books, and then those are my priorities. I'm going to start with these, and then if I have time, move on to Pet, After the Silence, and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. To be honest, I'll probably listen to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet anyway, because I'll need an audiobook on my runs, so I might as well just get that one going. But yes, there we go. Thank you for watching. Wish me luck. Are you doing the reading rush? What is on your TBR? How have you interpreted some of the challenges? Are you going to try and read 7 books? Are you going to just try and read 1 book that hits all of the criteria? That would be impressive. If you manage to find 1 book that hits everything, kudos to you. Well done. If you want to keep up to date with my reading during the reading rush, then Instagram is probably the best place for that. And I wish you luck on the reading rush too, if you are going to be taking part. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.